UK pension crisis. Is your retirement at risk?
I suppose my question is, how vulnerable are we to this, especially given the fact that we've already come out of the European Union? One of you.
I'll start on
your trade.
Good morning, everyone.
This is Rachel Reeves, completely lost in life, in government, and live on air in an interview, while serving as the Chancellor of the Exchequer of the United Kingdom.
This government have shown we simply cannot trust their word.
Imagine this. You've worked your entire life, finally retired, and now...
They promised not to raise taxes, they did.
Yep.
They promised not to cut winter fuel payments, they did. They promised not to borrow more, and they did. We need to see action, not just words.
Out of nowhere, the government decides to take a chunk of your state pension. Sounds outrageous, right? Well, that might be exactly what's about to happen.
They gave warm words when they felt it was politically expedient to do so. And let's listen to some of those warm words. Let's start off with the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who said, and I quote, "All your working life you've got in mind the date on which you can retire and get your pension. And just as you get towards it, the goalposts are moved and you don't get it. And that's a real injustice."
And the worst part? Millions of pensioners and workers...
They want their money back, and quite rightly so.
Is Rachel Reeves about to cut your pension? The Chancellor of the Exchequer has a big decision to make on that could change the future of pensions in the UK. Will she keep her promises?
Support for pensioners is vital to ensuring dignity in old age.
Or will pensioners end up footing the bill? Judging by past government moves, we probably already know where this is going.
It's the mark of a civilised society, the extent to which it looks after vulnerable people. And remember, many pensioners only have the state pension as their main source of income.
Stick around until the end of this video to understand what's really happening, how it affects you, and what you can do about it. Oh, and if you're over 50 or know someone who relies on their state pension, this is a must-watch. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so more people can stay informed. So, what's going on with pensions?
The Chancellor talks about removing barriers to growth. Oh yes, she talks about it. But this talk comes from the same person whose budget killed the economy and growth. Stone dead.
Rachel Reeves. After the disastrous autumn budget, she needs to fix the country's finances, and taxpayers, especially pensioners, won't like what's coming.
If we are looking to remove the greatest barriers to growth in this country, perhaps we should start with the Prime Minister and the Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Yeah. Despite pulling in £70 billion through taxes and borrowing, the numbers still don't add up. Now, Reeves is faced with two choices: raise taxes or cut spending. And realistically, she'll probably do both. One of the major moves on the table is extending the freeze on income tax thresholds until 2030. That means 7.7 million people will be paying more tax, pumping an extra £45 billion into government coffers.
What happened?
But what does this mean for pensioners? Well, from April, the full state pension will rise to £11,973 a year, just £597 below the tax-free threshold. Any extra income from savings or a small private pension could push pensioners into paying tax.
Is going to exercise people this morning. Let me show you the front page of the Sunday Express. 6.6 billion quid. I thought there was no money, by the way. There's no money. Big fiscal hole. No. 6.6 billion. Cost of asylum. This isn't the cost of asylum seekers. This is the cost of asylum seekers' support. What do I mean by that? So we paid £6.6 billion on asylum seeker and refugee support schemes.
What's really going on with state pensions? The state pension system has long been the financial safety net for millions of retired individuals in the UK. It helps cover essential expenses, like bills and daily living costs. Since the implementation of the triple lock system, state pension payments have increased annually based on inflation, wage growth, or a minimum of 2.5%, whichever is greater. This system has helped ensure that retirees maintain a basic standard of living, even as inflation rises and the economy changes. However, with the new fiscal year, the expected increase in state pensions might seem like a good thing at first glance. The full state pension will rise to £11,975 a year, which is approximately £230.25 per week. While that might sound like more money in your pocket, there's a catch: many pensioners are unaware of the hidden costs behind these increases.
People who voted with hope for a government that they believed would reduce their energy bills and look after vulnerable pensioners.
This is not an example of fairness, it's not an example of certainty, and it's certainly not an example of being straight with pensioners.
If the state pension rises by just 5% more, pensioners receiving the full amount will automatically have to start paying tax. This could happen as early as 2026. And here's the shocking part. If Reeves extends the freeze until 2030, 3.6 million pensioners 2 and 5 will be taxed on their state pension. That's a staggering rise from just 500,000 4 years ago. But wait, there's more.
When, not if, when her fiscal rules are breached, which will she do? Increase borrowing, raise taxes or cut spending? Not over 5 years, this year.
I've been really clear. We will meet our fiscal rules that I set out in the budget, and we will do that at all times, and that is the commitment that I made and a commitment that I continue to make.
If Reeves slashes the tax-free allowance on cash ISAs, things could get even worse. Imagine having to fill out a self-assessment tax return for the first time in your 70s or 80s. Sounds like a nightmare, doesn't it?
Economic growth has to be built on strong foundations.
What can pensioners do to protect themselves? This is where it gets crucial. If you want to avoid unpleasant surprises down the line, here are some strategies to help minimize the tax impact. 1. Understand your total income. Knowing exactly how much you're receiving from all sources of income will help you plan more effectively and avoid any nasty tax surprises. 2. Consider tax-free savings accounts. Accounts like ISAs, individual savings accounts, allow you to grow your savings without paying extra tax, providing a cushion against unexpected tax hikes. 3. Consult a financial advisor. A retirement-focused financial advisor can offer tailored advice on how to manage your income in the most tax-efficient way. 4. Keep an eye on policy changes. The UK government has announced that the income tax exemption limit will be adjusted for inflation starting in 2028. While this could ease some of the tax burden, it's crucial to stay informed and prepared in the meantime.
Listen to people here, they'll say taxes on business, taxes on wealth, taxes on school fees. You've got small businesses spending all their time now worrying about inheritance tax. Non-DOMs complain and say you're Rachel Reeves, not Rachel Reeves, because they're all heading abroad.
With the government seeming more focused on balancing the books than ensuring the well-being of those who helped build the economy.
But most crucially, my lords, please let me quote Richard Hughes, the chair of the OBR itself. And I quote, "Nothing in our review was a legitimisation of that £22 billion
Rachel
figure."
Reeves promised not to extend the tax freeze, but now it looks like she might go back on her word. And if she does, almost no one will escape this tax grab.
All of this shows that this government fundamentally does not understand the situation of so many pensioners across the UK.
What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments.
Because I don't understand yet what the trade-off is between the revenue that's been raised by the cut in the winter fuel payment and the uptake of pension credit. I'd like to hear if its uptake increases to, say, for example, 50 or 60%, what does that do to the money you're supposed to be raising as a result of this cut?
And if you want to stay informed about how to protect your pension, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video with everyone you know.